Underwater tourist attractions. Number 12. Whale discoveries. Whales are one of the ocean's most fascinating and mysterious animals ever. The tours take place at Nuku'alofa Kingdom of Tonga in the South Pacific. The tours have been going on since 1992, and they allow you to get up close and personal with these beautiful animals. They also plan to have educational classes for living sustainably and taking care of the environment. The prices vary for different attractions, but the relatively unknown allure of this program means that they're more available than other entries on this list. Number 11. Weeki Wachee Springs Mermaid City. This tourist attraction can be found on the Gulf Coast in Florida. It's been open for more than 60 years, and it has seen many professional mermaids. The mermaids of the state park put on shows, including a wonderful performance of The Little Mermaid. This park isn't some rinky-dink roadside attraction. The spring that the mermaids swim in is fantastic in its way besides the mermaids. The spring is so deep that it's said that the bottom has never been touched, which might be in part because of the high currents that exist deeper in the spring. The current is so fast deeper into the spring that it knocks off the mask of the scuba divers. The mermaids themselves swim about 16 to 20 feet deep, and they have to be in tip-top shape just to be able to resist being thrown in the water. The mermaids were even a favorite of Elvis when he went to visit them. Number 10. Atlantis. If you don't think that a hotel can be a tourist attraction, then you've never been to a hotel like this. Atlantis at the Palm Islands in Dubai is one in many hotels that feature an underwater element, but nobody goes to the extent that this hotel does. Featuring many underwater sites within the hotel itself, including the lobby, they also have a marine theme park that gets you up close and personal with the ocean. You can ride a slide that takes you past fish and sharks alike within the safety of a tube. Although the hotel opened its doors in 2008, it has seen overwhelming popularity with people from all over the world. Number 9. Neptune Memorial Reef. No, this is not a memorial for the mythical Roman god of the sea or even the planet. The reef is one of the only underwater cemeteries. It was conceived by Gary Levine and designed by Kim Brandel. It was intended not to only function as a cemetery, but also as an artificial reef for marine life. It's off the coast of Florida, and it's estimated that the site can hold over 850 remains, which doesn't seem like a lot, but considering how little traditional cemeteries hold, that is a huge improvement. They even plan to expand that total to 125,000 remains. To say that the memorial was hard to build is an understatement. They needed permits from the EPA, DERM, NOAA, Florida Fish and Wildlife, and the Army Corps of Engineers. The reef is also designed to withstand the strongest storm in the last 100 years to test the durability. It is also a favorite place for fish and coral. The site became populated in no time. Number 8. Shipwreck Trail. Florida has seen more than its fair share of shipwrecks, so it makes sense that there would be some diving tour all over the many ships. The tour prominently features 9 different wrecked ships dating back as far as 1733 with a Spanish galley. You can also see a recently sunken U.S. Coast Guard vessel. You will see why this region gets the notoriety that it does when it comes to shipwrecks. The ship also now functions as artificial reefs so that you will be able to see a fair bit of marine life in the ships as well. Be careful though, because the ships are delicate just like the marine life that surrounds it. Overall, it's easy to see why this superstition exists for the Bermuda Triangle. Number 7. Shanghai Ocean Aquarium. Diving isn't for everyone, whether it's because it freaks you out or because of the health restrictions. It's just not possible for a lot of people. You don't need to actually dive to enjoy the ocean now. This public aquarium in Shanghai features a 120-meter or 390-foot clear tunnel on the ocean floor that lets you see the marine life without actually diving. The tunnel takes you through a coastal reef, a kelp cave, a shark cove, coral reef, and a stretch of open ocean. It's also the longest tunnel of its kind in the world. If you want to experience diving without all the trouble, then this attraction was specially made for you. Number 6. Bikini Lagoon. If you don't know what Bikini Atoll is, then it might be time for a history lesson. Bikini Atoll was a chain of islands that the United States did nuclear testing from 1946 to 1958. A total of 23 nuclear devices were tested at this site, and it understandably left quite the impact on the location. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the residents that once lived on the islands have been trying to go back for quite some time. Unfortunately, it's still been unsafe thanks to radiation levels. With proper care though, divers can explore what's fondly called Ghost Fleet, which consists of nearly 20 warships and submarines. The site is also popular because the marine life hasn't been disturbed for so long, and there's an overabundance of them, especially sharks. If you're brave enough, then this dive is one of the best in the world. A bonus fact of diving here is that the money will help former residents of the island relocate there someday. Number 5. Cozumel Mini Submarine Tours. Cozumel, Mexico is famous for its beautiful beaches and marine life. It's a popular scuba diving destination because of this. One of the many cool attractions offered to utilize this popularity is a mini submarine tour that tourists can take. It offers a new take on submarine diving that shows a lot of innovation and invention. No matter what your level of experience is, all you do is wear your personal submarine suit while you are guided by a master diver around the ocean. With the beautiful marine life, this is one tour that is worth the trip. Number 4. Jules Undersea Lodge. This lodge may not seem like much compared to some of the other underwater hotels on the list, but it is the first underwater hotel in the world. It's also the only one in the United States. Found in Key Largo, Florida, the structure first functioned as an undersea marine research lab. The lodge only has 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, and it can be rented for a single night. It's also named after Jules Verne, which was the author of the famous novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You're also going to need to be certified scuba diver to stay at the hotel, because you have to dive the 21 feet or 6.4 meters to the lodge. It's not a problem though, because they offer school. Number 3. Conrad Rangali Island. This hotel isn't for the faint of heart. Nothing would be quite as terrifying as waking up in the middle of the night to see a shark staring at you. The all-glass hotel room that the hotel offers gives you an unfettered peek into the open ocean. It also functions as a hotel room on special occasions. The rest of the time, the glass room is the famous hotel restaurant. Funnily enough, the restaurant primarily features seafood because it isn't sufficient that you're invading the poor fish's territory. You have to show them that you are eating their friends too. The restaurant only seats 12 people at a time, so this place is one that needs a reservation. Number 2. SS Thistlegorm. This entry is another famous diving site that brings in a significant amount of tourism. The diving site is found in the Red Sea in Egypt. The ship was once a British merchant navy ship that was used just a year before it was sunk in 1941. The ship was carrying ammunition for World War II when it sunk, and much of the cargo is still in the ship. You can still see mostly intact missiles, cars, motorcycles, and other war supplies. The wreck was lost to time for a while because it was rediscovered by the famous Jacques Cousteau with the help of some of the local people. Number 1. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system, and it stretches over a total of 344,400 square kilometers, or in miles, 133,000. It's also considered one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It remains the most popular diving site in the world. It's not hard to see why when you see the pictures. The Barrier Reef is currently under threat because a lot of the marine life are being forced to leave the reef thanks to coral bleaching and pollution. A lot of the previously vibrant reef is now white and dead, with more than half of it gone since 1985. It is still one of the most well-known and loved spots in the world. Visiting it should be on everyone's bucket list.